Hello, I am Mike Watt. Once again, I'm talking to an empty room, and I'm continuing my series on Exploitation Nation magazine. We're up to issue number 8 at this point. And issue 8 is what I've come to think of as my burying the lead. And I'll tell you why. I really loved this cover that Ryan came up with the judging and the scales, because this issue is defending movies that most people think are bad. This is the every movie is somebody's favorite, so it's defending what the snobs call the indefensible, defending things like Crime Wave and Godzilla '98 and Moonraker, Shock Treatment, Grease 2. I'm a big proponent of defending Grease 2. Andy Rausch takes a look at Kevin Costner and defends him to the rest of us. See, most successful publishers will crow about the big issue. No, we're burying it entirely, because I thought it would be funny to say, and Terry Gilliam. Yeah, plus, I interviewed Terry Gilliam, and this is how I announced this issue. This is a big, long interview with Terry Gilliam. It was hilarious. We could not get our Zoom to work. I couldn't hear him. Then we rebooted. Then he couldn't hear me. And then he's holding up his phone number, and I don't have international calling, so I'm holding up my phone number like it's the end of Lost, and it just says "not Penny's boat." And then he calls me, and then we had this marvelous time not talking about Monty Python. In fact, one of the things he said to me was, "Thank you very much for not talking about Monty Python." And I was happy to do that, even though I love Monty Python. Most of me is Monty Python, but Terry was incredible to talk to, even when I didn't have the faintest clue what he was talking about. We got into politics after a while, and he's ahead of me. But we were discussing, for the most part, finally his release of The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. It was a film that he'd been trying to make and had actually stalled a number of times, as was documented in Lost in La Mancha. We had a good time talking about the differences between the two different versions, and how basically God did not want him to make the first version, to the point where they were behind schedule on day one because of awful weather going on when they were shooting. It was one of the highlights of my career to talk to Terry Gilliam, and I barely mentioned that we even do this. So this is issue 8. Again, proud of the way the issue came out, not proud of my own marketing skills.